呢個唔係九龍城警署嗰個車頭。
Hi, welcome to the Silver Spleen. My name is Carl Peckham, and this is my review of The Constable. It's about a policeman, surnamed Lam, who is also a single parent to a son who has a heart condition and Down syndrome. Officer Lam works in Kowloon City, but he lives across the border in Shenzhen. He commutes every day. A young woman named Lin Choyan, played by Niu Meng, takes care of the son, but this makes her boyfriend, played by Sam Lee, jealous and angry. And that's just the first 15 minutes of the movie. These plot developments are kind of stuffed in the cracks between vignettes that show us what a righteous police officer Simon Yam is and what a good father he is too, because he's patient and loving and kind and generous and he's wonderful. The opening of the film shows him walking down a street at night. I guess he was walking home to Shenzhen. A young woman with very tight clothing is accosted by a trio of young men wearing white pants, white shirts, black leather jackets, and sunglasses at night. Super Cop to the rescue! Officer Lam subdues the perpetrators until the merely human police arrive, which conveniently happens just as he manages to finish off the last one. In an American cop movie, the threatened bimbo would effusively thank the officer in what we might call a pubic manner. But Officer Lam is righteous and eats no hairy crab, so to speak. In a later brawl, he fights 6 men who attack him with knives. Not only does he defeat them, he doesn't even cut any of them, because he is righteous. The Constable plays like an after-school special or propaganda movie. It's so conscientiously innocuous that it's weird. It's like a Category 1 movie paid for by the government to promote the police force. It's amazingly didactic. Even beyond what you think it could be, it just keeps going further and further to show how wonderful he is. The funny thing about the movie is that in its own weird way, it's good enough that somehow I can't get mad at it. I'm not sure why. It's not well made. It's certainly not well directed. And like I said, it's so straight-laced that you wonder how the actors delivered some of these lines with a straight face. But that's kind of the best and the worst part of the movie put together. One of the bad things about this movie is that there's some really good acting in it. Now, don't get me wrong, there's bad acting too, I'm just saying. The thing is that Simon Yam kind of makes you believe in his character. He overacts in this movie. What I mean is that he acts more and better than this movie really deserves. His performance makes it impossible to ridicule this movie the way that, quite frankly, it should be ridiculed. He is good too, at least sometimes. He plays, the young cop who has yet to find his backbone, both professionally and emotionally. He has dreams of someday being a brave hero cop like Officer Lam, and he also has a crush on one of his colleagues, played by Maggie Lee. But Maggie wants a man and not a boy. Maggie Shu plays a police officer, which seems to be something stipulated in the basic law. But I don't care, because, it's Maggie Shu, and she's easy to watch, especially when she's holding a shotgun. So is Lam Suit, who not only is funny in this movie, but gets to have an action scene in an elevator fighting a woman. Is The Constable a good movie? No. Does it suck? Not really. I mean, a lot of the action is pretty bad. Okay, really bad. But there's something really sincere about this movie that would make hating on it just seem wrong. And there is at least one really good Dennis Law surprise in it right near the end. The Constable is good for a laugh, if not much else. And really, that's all we can reasonably expect from Dennis Law. So I think you should watch it if you get the chance. But hey, don't download the movie. Stealing a movie about a righteous cop? That's just a bad risk in, purely karmic terms. If you live in Hong Kong, go watch The Constable in the cinema. If you don't live here, wait until it comes out on home video and buy a disc, especially if you're a police officer. I'll update the description when the DVD is released. That way you can buy it and won't have to risk hellfire and eternal damnation or the crabs. If you enjoyed this review, please leave me a comment. If you didn't enjoy the review, leave me a comment anyway. If you'd like to receive updates as soon as they happen, I would suggest that you follow me on Twitter and like the Silver Spleen page on Facebook. When I watch a new movie, I'll post pictures and occasionally video. If I get to go to a movie premiere, I'll put up pictures. If I take pictures with a famous movie person, I'll put those up. Occasionally, I'll even try to take a picture with a male actor just so that I don't seem like the hamsaplo that I probably really am. If you enjoy this channel, please subscribe. I find it very motivational to know that somehow, somewhere, people are actually listening to this torrent of bullshit that comes out of my face.